So today I have someone coming in for a fitness shoot. And fitness shoots are tough sometimes. I'm not going to lie, even for me, and I'm good with lighting, but it depends on the level of fitness this person's at. Because when somebody comes in for a fitness shoot, they have this preconceived idea of what they're going to look like in the photos because they see other people's fitness shoots. And sometimes it's a challenge and sometimes it's really, really easy. But setting up is, because my studio is such a mess right now, it's going to be a little bit of a headache. Now, I've never shot with this person before, but I shot one of their friends, and they could be at very different fitness levels, and which is usually the case. So if the first person you shot was extremely fit, and has the abs and the definition, they're expecting the same thing. And they don't look at the fact that they may be less of that fitness level that their friend was at. It's always the same thing as, I saw so-and-so's photos and I want photos like that. And well, they look different, they're a different person, but people don't understand that, don't care about that. They just want to look good. So, it makes your job quite a bit harder in those cases. So I'm just going to quickly set up and then get into the shoot. I have an hour and a half to set up this entire studio for the fitness shoot. So I'm going to get rolling and do this, and then I'll get back with you after everything is set up and explain how I'm going to shoot this and why I'm doing the lights the way I'm doing them. Anyway, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough of how I have things set up, what I have on the side, just in case I need it, that kind of thing, for this shoot. So I'm going to leave the window open. So the first thing I have to do is set my exposure for inside with that window open. I'm using the 1000 in the back with a smaller gridded. This is the aperture. Let me just pull around to the side here. This is the Mini 2 and the Godox DP1000 Mark III. And then another DP1000 Mark III with the Light Dome 2. This is the bigger one. I don't know what size this is, but it's this size. And the V-flats are the most useful thing for these kind of shoots to control the light. Whether I'm using the black side to absorb the light or the white side to reflect the light. So anyway, that's my setup. I'm going to set up the lighting now for color balance and exposure before the person even gets in here. And we'll go from there. Anyway, so stay tuned while I set up the color balance and do some white charts and gray cards and so forth. Oh, by the way, I have this 300 on the side here, just in case I need it. It's always nice to have another light set up, just in case there's something that you need another light for. Because if I can run with 2 lights, I will, but if I need 3, that's great too. So the first thing is getting the ambient light down to 0 in the studio with the camera settings. Obviously I'm going to ISO 64. I'm at 1/60th, 1/80th of a second, and probably 5/6 to 8 to get all the light out. But we'll try it and see what it looks like. So we're black at that setting. It's at f8 and 1/64th, or ISO 64 and 1/80th of a second. So now we'll turn the strobes on and get some kind of light reading or for color measurement. Again, I'll just shoot the gray card for that. So this is where I'm at with the gray card. It's kind of like on the magenta side. I set this on flash white balance, but I'm okay with this because it's a good starting point for me. And then obviously when I pull it into Lightroom, I'll be able to color correct exactly. And I always shoot the gray side and I shoot the color side as well, just in case I need critical color, and I can pull this in and set it up that way through the app, through Datacolor app. And that's what we're looking like. Anyway, we're all set up and ready to go, other than our model. And hopefully the shoot goes smoothly, and I'll let you watch the shoot, sit on the shoot and see what it looks like. Anyway, thanks for watching for now. I just had to do a follow-up. So the session wasn't a fitness session. It was going to be, but it ended up, it wasn't. When she booked this session a couple weeks ago, she was just feeling down and needed to pick me up. And I met her in a diner a long time ago. She was a waitress. It was almost probably a couple of years. Left my card and said, hey, if you ever want to shoot, I'd love to work with you. You know, you can book me online and, you know, whatever it was. Anyway, so she ended up calling me and saying, hey, I need that photo shoot, which was fantastic. And, you know, originally, like I said, it was going to be a fitness, and this time it was just, hey, I need to pick me up to say I feel good about myself. And she got a new position for working. Yeah, she's had a rough life and turned it completely around, and is nothing less than a miracle of success at what she's done and how she's done it. But anyway, I just wanted to update you on the shoot and why it wasn't a fitness shoot after I just said it was going to be. But the shoot was, I think, as uplifting and rewarding for me as it was for her. To see her come out of her shell and feel good about herself and look great. And anyway, here's the shoot. I'll stop babbling. And if you have any questions, please leave them below.
Well, despite it not being a fitness shoot, she is fit, and the type of photos that she wanted, this lighting is going to be good for. You know, she's a professional, changing careers within a career, so she'll be doing the same thing, just for, you know, a different company at a different level. And she wanted, you know, an updated headshot, something more professional than what she had. That first shot was done with just the one light. But I like that little bit of separation, even though I'm going to have it down extremely low. Having that little edge light helps so much with photos. And this is, you know, like you'll see, it's so light and simple because I didn't need too much separation, just a little bit, just a little kick. And I liked the way it looked. I will turn it up, you know, for later photos. So, you know, I can tell she's a little stiff, and I wanted to remove her jacket so it's not so harsh between the dress, the jacket, and the backdrop. But, you know, when you see her, she's starting to smile now. She's starting to loosen up a little bit. So this, for me, is when I have my conversation. You know, get to know you conversation. Tell me about yourself. I want to hear all about your job. You know, and it really is an interesting job that she has. So I'm going to listen. She's going to open up, and that jawline's going to relax. She's going to relax. You know, it's a get to know you kind of moment and a trust building moment. Really, really important when you do a shoot like this. Now, this took longer than normal. I only gave you a short piece of that, but we talked for a good 10 minutes, and it was enjoyable conversation. And she was a lot more relaxed and went into these power poses because she felt strong after that. She felt like she could trust me, and it works every time. And I just watch her, like these kind of off, you know, in between pose moments I love. And when a client is more relaxed, they're going to give you a lot more of those. So that being said, you know, that's the backlight actually turned up a little bit, believe it or not, and most of that light is spillover from the main light on the backdrop. I hate that kind of stuff because I hate the gradients going from one side to the next, but It's okay. Now here the main light or the backlight is turned up a little bit more because I have her further away from the backdrop. I have the left panel, our left, uh, on the white side now instead of two black sides, for the kickback light, to her side for fill, uh, because of the look that we were going for with this shot. Now I moved the main light to the center because I wanted to really emphasize her strong face. She does have a long face, and I'm not trying to shorten it in any which way, shape, or form. Uh, and I'm getting a natural look because of the 50 millimeter lens as well. So I have good base images here for retouching, for post processing, which is all I want. I want a strong base where I don't have to repair things or fix things, just enhance things. So now I'm going to the natural light, because she wanted some casual fun shots for herself. She has her professional shots out of the way. And believe me, like, I'm a white background for headshots. I love white background for headshots. But, when they specifically say I want a darker backdrop, you just have to say okay. Now I'm reshooting the gray card because, this is going to be natural light. I have that, what is it, solar tint on the window, which I really hate. But it's there. There's nothing I can do about it. And I'm going to reshoot the gray card just so I have a good base to go into Lightroom and don't have to worry about color correcting that much. Now that she's relaxed, you can see it in her. I'm shooting still the Summicron. I don't care that it's not like perfect at this point. I want the more casual look. I almost want a little bit of motion blur, if you will, when she's moving, because it's the type of photos that she wants. She wants casual, fun, relaxed, airy. I don't even know what to say, but that type of photo. And it was easy with her. At this point, she was relaxed. She's talking more. Her jaw isn't clenched as much, and we're just having fun. And having the flash not go off in their face constantly. In all honestly, I probably should have started with this. But when they come in with the outfit that they want to, get their headshots in, and if they weren't going to do this type of casual shoot, you wouldn't have a choice anyway. So, it was a little bit of a challenge starting with that, and here's how I use the gray card in Lightroom. Literally, I just click it for the color, and then I'll go to the next image and paste the color correction, okay? So I'm making a copy of my color balance. Now I'm going to paste it on one of the images, so I have the color balance on the image. Now I'm going to make my adjustments on the image for light and just get it to the basic place I want it to be, and then I'll copy that again because now I have the color balance from the gray card and the light dark, the exposure balance that I'm close to, and then I'll paste it into it. This works extremely well for all the same images, obviously. It doesn't take that long, so this is why I use gray card. Now, a lot of people just use, if they have a white background, if they have a black area, it's so much better with a gray card. You get such a better exposure. Like, I can do the backdrop, and because of that window, if any window light came in, it's an issue, so I just use the gray card, and it works really well. I hope you enjoyed the shoot.